So yeah, the Beatles. Heard of them? So hello and yes, welcome back to another video, guys. Now, I'm sure some of you are a bit confused about the title. The Beatles, ... a perfect playlist. Well, what does that mean? I'm going to explain it to you in just a second. First off, I just want to do a quick little bit of promotion. There's a link in the description to my other YouTube channel, which is all about movies. If you guys want to check it out, please feel free to. Last video I done on there was on the Planet of the Apes films, and I know quite a few people who visit my channel like them films because they're older films. So there's a lot of movie stuff going on that channel at the minute. I'm really into it at the minute, so I'd appreciate it if you guys checked it out. Of course, you don't have to. It's just there if you want to, if you're interested in hearing me talk about movies. Link is in the description, guys. Catch my breath there. I spoke really quick and didn't get my breath back. So we're talking about the Beatles. You know this band? I know them. So yeah, this is a new series I'm doing here on this channel, because if you watched my last video with Robert, you might have heard me mentioning it that I was running low on ideas. And I come up with this idea today at work, where I'm going to do my perfect playlist for artists. No, I am going to move on to do artists which people who visit my channel are probably not quite as familiar with. I'll probably do like Coldplay or Joe Bonamassa. But I thought I'd start off really nice, really easy, so just to get you guys into the topic, get into the new series. So I thought, well, I might as well do the Beatles, to be honest, because I haven't done a video on the Beatles in ages. I do solo stuff on them quite a lot, but I haven't done a video on the Beatles in absolutely ages. So I thought, yeah, I'll just, I know that everyone likes the Beatles, so it's a very easy, safe first video for this new series. So what I've done is, I've kind of looked at, like, if I do an artist like David Bowie, who's got like twice the amount of songs the Beatles have got, I'll probably give like David Bowie 30 to 40 songs. But for the Beatles, I've picked 20 songs. These are not my 20 favourite Beatles songs, but the way I'm looking at this perfect playlist is, if I was going to a desert island, taken away, and I could only take 20 Beatles songs with me, which ones would I take? I'm not taking my personal favourites, because I like a bit from each era of the Beatles. I don't just want Paul McCartney and George Harrison songs. I'm going to want a John one here and there, and even a Ringo one here and there. So what I've done is I've come up with the 20 songs which I think make up a perfect playlist for me. Now, of course, you guys are going to disagree. So before people start going, oh my god, your list doesn't have this song, you're wrong, I resign from the internet, blah, blah. Before you start putting all that in the comments below, just take note. This is my opinion, guys. If you disagree with it, that is completely fine. And I do look forward to hearing about what songs you would put in your top 20 in the comments below. But yeah, these are mine. These are, and they're in really no particular order. I mean, they're kind of in, that's a lie, they're kind of in order of year release, sort of. It's not a perfect order of release. I did do this when I was on my lunch break at work, come up with this list, so it is a bit, but these are the 20 songs which I would take to a desert island. This is the perfect playlist for me with the Beatles. So first song up is one of their, it's quite an early song. It's A Hard Day's Night, good rock and roll song. I feel like it sums up their early days perfectly. It's an original piece, and it has some of Lennon's best early vocals on. It's a great rock and roll piece. It's a fantastic album opener. Not only was their third and their first album where every song on it was written by Lennon, McCartney and Harrison, but their film, of course, named after this song. So it's a very famous, very classic early Beatles song. And then I've got Ticket to Ride, which is my favourite track off the Help album. It's just, again, it's a classic early song. It's one of the songs which Lennon's been most remembered for when it comes to early Beatles sounds, I think. It was a great hit, and again, it's a really fun song. And I love the guitar work in it. Again, when you look at early Beatles songs, the guitar work isn't anything special. But the uniqueness that Mr. Harrison had on this song with the guitar is fantastic. And then we're skipping through to A Rubber Soul, where we've got Drive My... Oh, hello, Buzz. Where we've got Drive My Car, which is the first McCartney one. He's going to come alive now. He's going to come alive. What? I've chucked a blanket over him, guys. I've really tried. So I've magically teleported now to escape the noise of my bird. Fantastic. Why did I buy a bird? I don't know. So Drive My Car. Yeah, again, it's one of the first Beatles tunes where it's not memorable because of the vocals. It's memorable because they've actually come up with some amazing riffs in this song. And it's a really fun song, and it's just all round great. And then the next track up is one of my all-time favourite Beatles songs in my life, which is beautiful. There's so many bits in this song which make the song memorable. The lyrics are just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they're simple lyrics. It's a short song, but the lyrics are just absolutely beautiful, and I love it so much. And then we got a single here. This first single, I think. First single, yep. Which I'm including on my list. And it is Day Tripper. Again, the guitar riff to it is absolutely incredible. The mix of vocals between John and Paul is also incredible. And yeah, there's not much about this song to dislike. It's a pretty damn solid song. And then we got the track Got to Get You Into My Life, which is from Revolver. And it's one of Paul's best songs. It's a fantastic... Well, I think the reason I like it so much is because I have great memories of watching Paul do it live, and it's a really, really fun song. I love all the horns in this song. It's fantastic. Then we got the track Tomorrow Never Knows, which closes the album Revolver and follows Got to Get You Into My Life on the album Revolver. And it's, you know, what can I say about Tomorrow Never Knows that hasn't already been said before? It's a perfect song, really. The creativity behind it is incredible. The uniqueness behind it is incredible. The lyrics are just wacky, but I love them. And it's possibly some of Lennon's best vocals ever. And then we're going to skip to another closing track on the album that follows Revolver, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And I haven't included Sgt. Pepper because I know people are going to ask me, why haven't you included that? Surely that's like a classic which needs to be on here. Because then I have to put like With a Little Help from My Friends, on here, because they kind of combine. And to be honest, I would have rather have had Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds on this list, but that was the song which would have been my 21st song, so I just had to miss that one out. But I'm going to A Day in the Life, which is... A Day in the Life is a layered song. There's so many bits to it which make it amazing. So it's hard to talk about A Day in the Life just like that, because there are so many bits to this song which make it incredible. Although my favourite part to it is when Paul has his little solo. It's really cool. And then Magical Mystery Tour, where we've got Strawberry Fields Forever, which is maybe my favourite Beatles song, maybe. It's such a clever song. Again, it's really reminiscent of Tomorrow Never Knows, not in its sound, but in the way the song was created and constructed. It's got some Lennon's vocals here. When I was younger, I always used to think that George sung this song for some reason. But Lennon's vocals are really good. Some of the most unique vocals Lennon's ever done on this song, I think. And everything about this song is just perfection. And I love the backwards drumming. It's a fantastic touch. Then I've got Penny Lane on here, which is an incredible Paul song. I love the lyrics to it because when I went to Liverpool... I went on, this was about 5 years ago now, I went on a taxi ride around Liverpool, and we done the Penny Lane tour, where he takes you to the barber shop and all the other little bits that Paul's name dropping in the song. And it's really cool. The lyrics to it are great, especially when you get to know the backstory. The vocals from Paul are just amazing. A really, really good song. Now, I did chuck on I Am the Walrus because I love it because it's so weird and wacky. And again, great memories. I know it's from their film, but because I don't like the film Magical Mystery Tour. In fact, I would go as far to say I hate the film. But I really like the music video in it for I Am the Walrus. It's great. It's really weird and wacky, but that's what this song's about. Lennon's vocals are, again, just fantastic. And it's just such a unique song. It really is. It was the Beatles pushing new boundaries, this song. To be fair, the whole Magical Mystery Tour period was really straight after Sgt. Pepper, because other songs like Strawberry Fields Forever really was pushing the boundaries of music. And then I've got Lady Madonna, which is a personal favourite of mine because I absolutely loved sing along to that song. I think it's a great sing along song. It's very unique. Paul, again, when I was younger, I always used to think Ringo sung this song. Don't know why. Because now I listen to it and I'm like, why did I think that? It's so obviously Paul. But it is some unique vocals from Paul. Vocals that we don't really hear Paul sing like this too much. Maybe on 1985 is when he came closest to doing it again. I'll put Oh Bloody Oh Bloody on here. I know it's not a great song, but it's such a fun one, and I don't know, I really like it because of its fun, silliness, and just, again, it's a great song to jam along to, sing along to, all that stuff. It's a song which I couldn't leave off my perfect Beatles playlist because I generally would miss this song. And then, maybe this is my favourite Beatles song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Damn near perfection, this song. There's not many songs that I will say are perfection, but this is one of them. It's so good. Harrison really started to come to light in this period of the Beatles. When they got to the White Album, this is when George's creativity went through the roof. And in my opinion, he started outshining Lennon and McCartney. And this song is incredible. It is fantastic. From the lyrics to the vocals to the guitar solo in it. Of course, Mr. Clapton playing it. But, George, I've heard George on the demos from the Apologies playing the guitar, and it's also incredible. There's a really nice slow version of While My Guitar Gently Weeps on Anthology 3. I think it's 3, might be the second one, I can't remember. But it's fantastic as well. And Ringo's drumming is also really good on this song. And speaking of Ringo, I have to put a Ringo song on here because it wouldn't be the Beatles without poor Ringo. And my favourite Ringo Starr song from when he was with the Beatles is actually Don't Pass Me By. I really like this song. It's a fantastic song with good vocals from Ringo. It's we all know Ringo's not the best vocalist, but he does a good job on this song. Very good. The drumming's also great. The lyrics are a bit up in the air, but that's kind of what makes the song fun. And yeah, I really like this song. I really do. It's one which I don't hear people talk about much, because considering the Beatles are like the most talked about band when it comes to the classic bands, and you always hear like While My Guitar and Oh Bloody Oh Bloody and Back in the USSR and even Rocky Raccoon get talked about a lot off the White Album. Don't Pass Me By is one which I pretty much never hear get talked about off the White Album. So yeah, Don't Pass Me By, good song. And then moving on to Abbey Road, I've picked 2 songs off Abbey Road. I could have easily gone heavy on Abbey Road, because Come Together, I Want You, She's So Heavy, Maxwell's Silver Hammer, and Oh Darling, and Here Comes the Sun, all songs which I really, really would miss. But I've ended up going with Something, of course, off Abbey Road. Something is, again, damn perfection, this song. Some of, probably George Harrison's best vocals ever. Everything about this song is on point. There's not really much I can add to this song which people haven't added before. I love this song to bits. It will always be with me. And then I've added Golden Slumbers. Yeah, I absolutely think this, and again, there's some of Paul's best vocals right here. This is why Abbey Road is their best album, in my opinion, because it has some of the best performances from each of the Beatles on here. Paul does a fantastic job in being diverse in his vocals on one song. It's not a very long song, but it's fantastic. It's a fantastic song. I also really enjoyed Elbow's new cover of it for the John Lewis Christmas advert. I thought that was really good as well. But anyway, it's a fantastic song. Really good. And then surprisingly, because I'm not the biggest fan of this album, but I've actually managed to pick 3 songs off Let It Be. One of which is, of course, Let It Be. It's a beautiful song. Grown up with it all my life, even before I was a Beatles fan, I knew this song. There were a few Beatles songs I knew before I was a Beatles fan. Let It Be, Yellow Submarine, in my life. They're like the 3 songs which used to get played a lot when I was young. So I grew up on this song. Beautiful. Just a beautiful song. And then we got Across the Universe, which is Lennon singing. And I do actually prefer the single version. So I'm going to make a note and say it's not off the Let It Be album. It's the single version that I would add. I believe there's some birds flying at the start. And the vocals are a tad different. But yeah, it's a great song. It really is. It's the lyrics to it are just absolutely perfection. And then the last song, the very last song for my list, is The Long and Winding Road, because it was always my favourite Beatles song. Until recently, I think I'd say While My Guitar Gently Weeps is my favourite Beatles song now. But I could never ever get rid of The Long and Winding Road either. Again, it is a perfection for me. I do like the Phil Spector touches to this song. I know some people are going to disagree with me and go mental at me in the comments, but you know what? I don't care because it's my opinion. But it's yeah, it's a great song. But anyway, that is it for this video, guys. That's my perfect playlist for the Beatles. So yeah, I'll probably do someone a bit more obscure next time. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you guys are enjoying this new series. Yeah, so don't forget to hit subscribe, like the video, leave me a message, let me know what you guys think of your favourite Beatles songs, what 20 Beatles songs you put in your playlist. And remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be your favourites, just if you want to take away a bit of variety from the band, which I would. And don't forget to check out my movie channel if you want to, of course, if you're interested in movies. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.